I started working with the silhouettes in college, and the way I found them, I was actually looking for were a way to talk about my personal experiences and social issues, and I needed to find out a way to create discourse about what I was observing, what I was experiencing, and I actually wanted people to start questioning what messages um, are being communicated and how we're absorbing them. I believe that people subconsciously are absorbing messages that actually are interfering with the way they relate to each other and are not aware of it. So I think this work exists to help bring people to that awareness, get to the silhouettes. Well, um, I was doing some readings in college about social issues and also having my own experiences by being accosted by men at work and in the street, in public spaces. And I wanted to make work that addressed this about my experiences, my feelings about them. And I knew I wasn't the only person having these experiences. So I began exploring, looking for ways to talk about what I was experiencing on a visual level so that it was open enough for people to relate to and inject their own experiences into it, as well as personally satisfying for me. When I found the ladies, I didn't know what to make of them at first. They were flat, they were two-dimensional, fully silhouetted, which is qualities that I liked. And I didn't know um if the silhouettes could do everything that I was thinking about doing. So I just started working with them. They were assigned letters and I typed out text to see what would come up and how that work would what would happen. So I would print out the text out on paper and I would do multiple copies and then I was drawing on top of them just to explore, to start a discussion with myself with the work and to see what would happen from these drawings and explorations. And I was just initially just testing to see if these silhouettes, if the work that I was doing was communicating what I wanted to communicate, and if it was strong enough to be able to continue in this direction. What I began to inject into the drawings was fragments of conversations that I heard, overheard, were a part of, or were in popular culture. And I think that's where the first real piece came out of, and that was Tally, which I wanted to visually talk about or bring to light this whole idea of a man's little black book or a list of conquests, and that was the first piece. And that's the piece I felt at that time was the strongest one, and I knew that in that was in going in the right direction. So after that piece, I wanted to work with the silhouettes some more and wanted to talk about these experiences of being accosted and how could I make the silhouette or how can I make the work directly speak to that experience without actually writing it out or scripting it out or being too literal in my depiction.